Even at this very moment, an invisible force is holding you firmly to the ground. You can't see it, you can't touch it, yet it's the reason you can walk, breathe, and even stand. But what if, without any warning, Earth's gravity suddenly became twice as strong? In a single instant, your body would weigh twice as much. Tapped. Every step would feel like carrying another version of yourself. Cars would struggle to move. Airplanes might never leave the ground. Every movement, a struggle. Tapped. Cars would struggle to move. Airplanes might never leave the ground. Even your own heart would have to work harder just to keep you alive. Tapped. Could humanity adapt? Or would civilization collapse under the weight of a stronger Earth? Let's find out. Gravity has shaped our world for billions of years. Tapped. What exactly is gravity? And what would happen if it suddenly became twice as strong? Gravity is one of the 4 fundamental forces of the universe. Tapped. It's the invisible force that keeps our feet on the ground, holds our oceans in place, and keeps the moon orbiting around Earth. Tapped moon. Tapped. At first glance, gravity seems incredibly weak. A small magnet can easily lift a paperclip. But don't let that fool you, it acts on everything. Tapped planet. Tapped. Every person, every building, every mountain, every drop of water. Even the air you breathe is held in place by Earth's gravity. A constant, silent presence. Tapped, tapped. Our planet has maintained the same strength for billions of years, allowing life to evolve. But imagine that, in the next second, Earth's gravity suddenly doubled. Tapped seconds. Tapped. Not gradually, not over thousands of years, instantly. Every object on Earth would immediately weigh twice as much. Your body wouldn't change, but the pull would. Tapped weight. Tapped. Within seconds, hospitals would be overwhelmed. Transportation would begin to fail. Power grids would come under enormous stress. A life-threatening challenge. Tapped challenge. Tapped, tapped. So, what would really happen? Let's begin with the first few terrifying seconds. The moment gravity doubles, chaos begins instantly. Tapped seconds. Tapped. If you weighed 70 kilograms, you would suddenly feel as if you weighed 140. Standing would become difficult. Running would be nearly impossible. Tapped weight. Tapped. For the elderly, the sick, and anyone with heart or lung conditions, the sudden increase in physical stress could become deadly within seconds. Tapped seconds. Tapped. Every movement would require twice the effort. Your legs would burn. Your muscles would tire almost instantly. Even lifting your arms would feel exhausting. Tapped arms. Tapped. Across the world, panic would spread. People would have no idea what was happening. Some would believe it was an earthquake. Others, the end of the world. Tapped world. Tapped. Inside hospitals. Emergency rooms would be flooded with injuries, broken bones, head trauma, heart attacks, collapsed patients. Doctors would struggle. Tapped patients. Tapped. Doctors and nurses would struggle to help because they too would be fighting against the same crushing force. And this was only the beginning. Tapped force. Tapped. Humans weren't the only things affected. Every building, every bridge, every road, every machine was suddenly carrying twice the load. Tapped load. Tapped. Structures are designed with safety margins, but they are not built for gravity to double. Skyscrapers would experience enormous stress. Beams would bend. Tapped stress. Tapped. Bridges would become the most dangerous places on Earth. As thousands of vehicles continued crossing, the extra force could push many structures beyond their limits. Tapped limits. Tapped. Roads would also suffer. Heavy trucks would press much harder against the asphalt. Highways would crack. Railway tracks would deform under the pressure. Tapped pressure. Tapped. Meanwhile, construction cranes, communication towers, and power lines would all experience forces they were never designed to handle. Tapped handle. Tapped. Transportation would quickly begin breaking down. Trains would require far more power to move. Ships would sit deeper in the water because of the force. Tapped power. Tapped. And airplanes, the backbone of global travel. Many aircraft would simply be unable to generate enough lift to leave the ground. Airports would suspend operations. Tapped ground. Tapped. Supply chains would collapse. Food, medicine, and emergency equipment would no longer move efficiently. Modern civilization would grind to a halt. Tapped halt. Tapped. and the atmosphere itself was about to become the next victim. Gravity controls the movement of our air. The air around us would become much denser. Tapped denser. Tapped. Wind patterns that have remained stable for thousands of years would suddenly become chaotic. Some regions could experience storms unlike anything in history. Tapped history. Tapped. The air could become unusually calm elsewhere, trapping heat and pollution. The oceans would also change. Stronger gravity would place greater pressure on the water. Tapped water. Tapped. Ocean currents, which regulate Earth's climate, would begin to shift. Some coastlines could experience unusually powerful tides. Storm surges become destructive. Tapped destructive. Tapped. Tropical hurricanes would become even more dangerous. Their winds could carry greater force. Their rainfall more intense. Cities could disappear beneath floodwaters. Tapped hours. Tapped. Lightning would illuminate the skies. Tornadoes more frequent. Across the globe. Extreme weather would become the new normal. Tapped normal. Tapped. Surviving the weather wouldn't be enough. The greatest battle would take place inside the human body. Every organ has evolved under current gravity. Tapped body. Tapped. If gravity doubled, your heart would face an enormous challenge. It would have to pump blood against a much stronger force just to reach your brain. Tapped brain. Tapped. Many people would experience dizziness within seconds. Some would faint almost immediately. For those with heart conditions, the increased strain could trigger heart attacks or strokes. Tapped strokes. Tapped. Breathing would also become much harder. Your chest muscles would need far more effort. Simple activities like climbing stairs could leave you exhausted. Tapped, exhausted. Tapped. Your muscles would fatigue much faster. Your bones would experience much greater stress. Although it could eventually increase density, the sudden change would cause countless fractures and joint injuries. Tapped injuries. Tapped. Even the strongest people would struggle under this crushing force. Humanity wouldn't just need stronger buildings. We would need stronger bodies. Tapped bodies. Tapped. Humans wouldn't be the only victims. Every animal on Earth has evolved to survive under our gravity. If it doubled, nature would be thrown into chaos. Tapped chaos. Tapped. Birds would be among the first to suffer. Many species simply wouldn't be able to generate enough lift. Some would struggle before falling back to the ground. Tapped again. Tapped. Others might never fly again. Insects would also face enormous challenges. Bees and butterflies would need far more energy. Pollination would rapidly decline. Without pollinators, plants would stop. Tapped reproducing. Tapped. Entire ecosystems would begin to collapse. On land, large animals would struggle under their own weight. Elephants, rhinos, horses, predators like lions would require far more energy. Tapped energy. Tapped. Many would become exhausted after only a short distance. In the oceans, life would also change. Whales and dolphins would need greater effort to reach the surface for air. Tapped air. Tapped. Ocean ecosystems would be disrupted as currents and food chains changed. Within weeks, countless species could face extinction. Forests would become quieter. The skies would empty. Tapped eyes. Tapped. The diversity of life that took millions of years could begin disappearing. Humanity would finally understand one truth. This wasn't temporary. Earth had become a completely different world. Tapped world. Tapped. After the first few terrifying days, survivors would face an impossible question. Could humanity actually adapt? The answer is possibly, but it would take generations. Tapped generations. Tapped. The human body is remarkably adaptable. Over many years, our muscles could become stronger. Our bones could grow denser. Future generations might develop shorter, more powerful bodies. Tapped bodies. Tapped. But adaptation would come at an enormous cost. Billions of lives would likely be lost. Cities would need to be redesigned. Buildings become shorter and stronger. Vehicles more efficient. Tapped efficient. Tapped. Elevators would require more powerful motors. Factories rebuild every machine. Agriculture would change. Farmers need crops capable of surviving. Robotics and automation become essential. Tapped essential. Tapped. Even sports would be completely different. Running records would be impossible to break. High jump, basketball would never be played the same way again. Tapped again. tapped. Space exploration would become humanity's greatest challenge. Launching rockets would require far more fuel. Humanity might become trapped. Tapped planet. Tapped. And yet, if history has taught us anything, it's that humans never stop adapting. We survive, we innovate, and we rebuild. Tapped, tapped. So, what would really happen if Earth's gravity suddenly became twice as strong? The answer is both terrifying and fascinating. Tapped, tapped. The first few seconds would bring confusion. Within hours, infrastructure fails. Within days, food shortages and economic collapse spread across the world. Tapped world. Tapped. Nature would struggle to survive. Countless animal species would disappear. Extreme weather would reshape entire continents. Billions of people could lose their lives. Tapped, adapt, tap. Yet, if a small number of survivors endured, life would eventually find a way, just as it has after every major extinction. Civilization could begin again. Tap today. Tap. Fortunately, this is only a thought experiment. It reminds us how perfectly balanced our planet really is. The smallest changes can transform life. Tapped, tap. So the next time you take a single step, remember, that invisible force beneath your feet is one of the greatest reasons you're alive today. Tapped, tap. The greatest superpower our planet has is the one we never notice. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Future Pulse. Stay curious. Tapped, tapped.